everyone is looking right now at that one specific chart that I'm going to show you in a second. And everybody is questioning themselves, will we get rejected or will we actually go higher? And what does $1 billion minted by Tether have to do with this? If you want to know what's going to happen next here and get the next profitable trade that we actually just closed, then make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, like this video, and also activate the bell so that you will never miss out on these really incredible videos. And now let's directly get into it. So I want to start off here directly with the 12-hourly chart that is here. Everybody is looking at. I can actually also flip it to a daily chart. Doesn't really matter. So what everybody's looking at right now is this here just a massive fake out with a V-shaped recovery and continuation to the upside, or will we just have a retest here and head lower? That is what everybody is asking themselves right now. If we go back here past a little bit, you could make the argument that we had a similar situation down here in March last year and say, this is just a fake out before we run higher. I will be honest with you guys. Right now, nobody knows. Nobody knows. The only way that we find out is that we either get a clear break above $43,800 on the daily chart, and that means we are bullish and we stay bullish and keep going higher and going to fill this wick up here at $49,000, potentially touching $50,000. But if we get rejected, then remember what I showed you on the other chart with the Elliott wave count on Ethereum. This applies also to Bitcoin. So we could see, let me actually draw this out for you guys. I should have done that. So let's say that this here was our 1. Then we had here our 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we have our ABC correction. So A, B, C, something like this. Now we are using the Fibonacci tool to see where potentially the B is in this move. Oh, I was not that far off. So you see here, there most likely would be our B. That is where we actually find out if Bitcoin will continue to rally higher or get rejected and we move into the final C of that correction. From a technical perspective, we are in a corrective wave right now, according to Elliott wave, and we're going to find out if that wave is playing out by getting rejected from the golden ratio here around $45,400. I can tell you now already, a lot of people are not looking at that and will completely sell their soul and their house and their mother once we are breaking above $44,000, because that is one of the levels that everybody is looking at. And once they are doing that, there's like a 3.5% move left to the golden ratio. And that is the actual important level here right now to see if we move higher or not. And if we get rejected, then everybody that went long on 44 most likely will lose money if they don't take profits along the way. Like 80% of people that go long at $44,000, they are about to lose a lot of money because they are not looking at this that way. So the highest that we can go, according to Elliott wave, would be the 0.786. So the B is a little bit floating. It can be in between, but usually it goes to the golden ratio here on the retracement, but it can go as high as 0.786, which would be around, let it be $47,000. Would I expect a lot of selling there? No. I think that people would FOMO in and that the B get extended, and then we're actually pushing them really to $50,000, which then also would mean that the C would be more shallow. So the higher the B goes, the more shallow is also the C, and it would be then a distorted corrective wave because we went on the B higher than we should have from a technical perspective. But let's see where we are going, because the first really important point here right now is that we are breaking above this upward sloping support that is now acting as resistance. So if we are breaking it today or tomorrow, we can get a little bit more bullish. And I can tell you that we're going to see a lot of more longs in the market once we're breaking above $43,800 and closing there at least a 1 hourly, 4 hourly candle above that here. Will I go long from there? Yes, I will open a small long, but with a really tight stop loss. I want to be safe here with that trade and not lose too much money if it goes against me. The good thing is this whole move here to the downside, this could be just a massive deviation on the other hand. So and if it is one and we get the Elliott wave count invalidated, a deviation means that we rally higher and that we're actually also taking out that wick here and rally higher than that wick. So just for that purpose, I will be a little bit more risk on and open another long position from that level here. When we're looking at the weekly chart, you see here once again why $43,800 is such a crucial level, because also here all the prior candle closes on the weekly were around that level. So if we can break it and we actually continue to rally from here, then yeah, we will definitely go in direction of $50,000. If we're really lucky, even higher than that. So, but I don't want to speculate too much on that at the time right now. Let's break it first and then take it from there. I want to show you why I'm so excited that we saw yesterday $1 billion minted on USDT on Tether. Because every time when we go back here, every time when they minted, shortly afterwards, we got a nice pump to the upside. Here it was a little bit delayed. That was because of the ETF decision. So I wanted to find out the reason for that. Remember, we got on the 10th the ETF decision, or on the 8th or something. So and then we got the move here to the upside. Here that pre-run. Yeah, we got a pre-run and then another run on the approval. That was the fake approvals that came in between. So we had here this chop when Tether got minted here $2 billion. And that was for seeding the ETFs. And once we got the first fake announcement, or the second fake announcement actually, we moved to the upside, then the corrective move again, then we got a real approval and went here to $49,000. And here, just before that, also almost $1 billion printed at Tether. Again, we got a small run to the upside. And then here, we just printed again yesterday, Tether, $1 billion. Now we got yesterday a pump, but that was not only because, let me put it this way, it was not caused by the printing of Tether that moved to the upside. It was because that Grayscale is selling less and less and less of the GBTC, so they're running out of Bitcoin to sell on the open market, which is good. And investors on Grayscale have actually withdrawn funds from Grayscale themselves. So, and that's why we saw a net outflow declining on GBTC, which meant that less Bitcoin hitting actually the spot market. And we had, what was the other thing that was the reason? There was something else happening yesterday. It just slipped my mind. So, but there was another event that caused that Bitcoin went up, but it was not that, like the main reason was not that Tether minted $1 billion. So it could be that this pump here is not done yet. So, and today we just get here a continuation candle, and tomorrow we actually pump then higher. Now here on this daily chart, we can also clearly see that Bitcoin has broken above the 50 moving average, which is definitely a super bullish sign for me. Now I just want to see if this is here also just a fake out and we roll over, or if we get continuation. And for the continuation, I would like to see Bitcoin breaking $44,000 and stay here in that range and start consolidating. I don't need to see Bitcoin going higher from there. I just needed to consolidate so that the indicators can cool off and then to see continuation. That would the yeah, perfect move for me, continuation move for Bitcoin right now, by breaking back above $44,000. So of course, Bitcoin is Bitcoin, you know, Bitcoin can also just do something like this in 3 candles and start consolidating then here in the wick area, you know, where we got all these wicks. So that's also possible that Bitcoin does this and then continues a little bit higher before we are forming a top and coming back down. So as long as Bitcoin is staying above $42,300, this is right now here with that the range, $42,300 to $41,500, which is the bottom and the top of the EMA ribbon. As long as we're staying above these levels, we can stay cautiously bullish in the short term for Bitcoin. And as long as we are staying above, what is it here, $43,200 and $400, we can be a little bit more optimistic and bullish here for Bitcoin. The only concern that I have right now is that the stochastic RSI is overbought. The volatility index is pointing down, but is still within its range here. So it could be that we still bounce back up something like this tomorrow if Bitcoin plays along. The RSI is still in a healthy area right now. So the most concerning thing to me right now is that we are running here into a big resistance area and that the stochastic RSI is already overbought and about to give a sell signal. So, but I also want to remind you, in the bull market, we have seen this time after time after time, that the stochastic RSI just starts flatlining here while Bitcoin does its thing, goes sideways up. So I'm not putting too much weight on that, but I definitely have an eye on it in the meantime. Here on the 4-hourly chart, things looking a little bit different. Here I'm definitely more bullish because we have cleared the $42,600 to $43,200 resistance area, and this is acting right now as support. So I actually gonna change the colors here. This is acting as support right now. If Bitcoin stay, again, like I said, stay above $43,200, I remain bullish, and the next target is $44,500, because there we have here the candle close that was sealing and cementing the breakdown for Bitcoin, where we went all the way down to $38,500. So especially if we continue to go here sideways, already prematurely open a long position, if we are breaking here $33,500, is it this level? Yeah, $33,500 to catch that move to $44,500. So like a $1,000 move. It will be a scalp, just that you guys know. If you want to take that with me, you can. This will be super high leverage because there's only like 2.5% that we can make. So I will go in there with like 50x or something to actually make here a decent amount of money. I'm not recommending you to do that, you know, so to use that high leverage, use 20, you know, so you make 50%, that's still fine. So just personally, I will do what I do, you know, so you have to decide what you're going to do for yourself. So here's something like this. Yeah, it's actually 2.2%. But I will have a tight stop loss. Yeah, something like this. So 43,200 will be my stop loss. So with 50x leverage, I can lose 35%, but I can also make like 109% to the upside. So it's worth it for me to risk it. That specific trade here. So maybe I even do it here while I'm recording that video if we are reaching $43,500. Here are our past trades. And here I just want to say congratulations to everybody that followed me here on this trade. So this trade is done. If you're still in this trade and you were waiting for an update, what I'm going to say, then here $44,000, $44,500 is the next target here for everybody that came to the second trade that we were trading. I got stopped out yesterday. I was trailing it really tight, this trade, so that's why I missed a lot of that move, but that's fine. Like I said, I'm scalp trading then the rest of the move potentially here to $44,400, $500, which is absolutely fine for me. So, but yeah, I am happy that this here played out for us and that a lot of you guys actually made money on this. Let me actually know in the comments if you took that trade and also how much percent or dollars, if you want to disclose it, you actually made on this trade that I had given you here absolutely for free. So here we go now, $43,500. I think Bitcoin wants to run for it. So I do this again here on CoinW. So market, and I start small because here's crazy slippage sometimes. So I want to be careful with this. Like I said, I'm going to use something like 44,400 because that's most likely where we are heading to. So I have still left a lot of dry powder left here. I have like $6,000 still on the side to dollar cost average into this trade if I have to. And guys, don't forget, if you want to take these trades with me together, then do this on BYBIT. There are still my long-term positions. You still get $30,000 if you sign up here with my specific link. Also on BITGET, I actually spoke today to BITGET for debit cards, if I can get some, so they're gonna get back to me. If you want to stand a chance to get a debit card before they're actually officially rolling them out to the public, then go here also below to this link, sign up with my link here and deposit at least $250 to stand a chance if I get the green light to get one of the debit cards. They are not available for the public yet. If you want to copy trade me on CoinW, where I just opened the trade without KYC and using a VPN, then you can go here down below. And also on FAIRDESK, you can copy trade me with the highest bonus in the industry, $120,000, with that link below here. So now I wanted to talk about quick liquidation levels. So you see Bitcoin is pushing here to the upside. And here, remember when I pointed this out here yesterday, I think, where I said I expect a push up, then some consolidation before continuation to the upside. And it looks like that we are exactly getting what I was pointing out here yesterday and pushing here now into this liquidity and supply area of $43,500 to $46,000. So from here, we could see another short squeeze to $44,400, hence why I have my take profit there. And from there, continuation to $46,000, just based on the liquidation levels. But I also want to remind you, we have high leverage long liquidation levels just below us, below $42,000. They will be at some point a correction where we're going to take them out. I'm not saying that we have to go to like sub $40,000, but I believe here this area, this will be cleaned out at some point. Maybe if we are lucky after the actual halving, that we get it there, and until then we rally up into 50 something ish $1,000 for Bitcoin. But at some point in the next, let's say 8 weeks, we will come down here and clean it. And potentially even a little bit lower. So I could expect, I would expect to see another run into these lows here down below. So not as low as we went here. So basically just a higher low somewhere here. That is what I would expect over the next couple of weeks, potentially after the halving. Also on the liquidation heat map, you see here the liquidations. Let me actually put this on a monthly chart. On the heat map, you see here the biggest liquidations on long positions are right now here at $38,400. And to the upside, we have cleaned here already a lot. So here the biggest area is now $46,300 with $225 million approximately. So we have here at 44,500. Also 30 million, or actually more. Oh wow, we have here a lot. So here's almost $1 billion worth of liquidations if we push almost to like 45. So if Bitcoin can go up another 3.5%, we liquidate $1 billion in short liquidations, which seems to me quite likely that we are going to get that move. When we have a look here at the order book, you see now $44,000 turned into a massive resistance. So because a lot of people want to sell here. So there's a massive sell wall right now. This is now super hot because we have so many orders there. But you see also here, the volume bubbles are getting, the buy bubbles are really big here right now. So there are some market participants that want to push the price definitely into these higher areas right now to initiate another short squeeze to the upside. So, and you see here, after 44, there's here at 44 200 something, yeah, 100 a little bit, and then there's nothing until like 44 450, 44 500, and then only at 45 again. And let's see here, and then here around 46 again. So exactly the levels that I gave you are in alignment with selling bids, where people have created sell walls to stop the Bitcoin price from going higher. And when we're looking below, I don't make the rules, guys. You know, so I told you $42,000, in my opinion, is going to hold with 41,500 and below here 41,000. And then we have here a little bit at 4,500, and we have a lot around $40,000. So that's hence why I'm saying I don't believe that we are seeing here a massive move to the downside in the imminent short term, because we have here really thick orders to the downside, and the upside is right now favored in taking out liquidity before we go anywhere near $40,000 again. I want, as I promised to you guys, talk about altcoins right now. So when we are talking, and when we're looking here at the spaghetti chart, that's what it's called. See, Rune is outperforming Bitcoin right now, 5% to the upside. Mina, 6, almost 7% to the upside. RNDR, I was trading it earlier today, 4.6% to the upside. DYDX, almost 4% to the upside. So a lot of coins here outperforming Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. You see here the brighter white lines are Bitcoin and Ethereum. You see how many coins are above them right now. Also here on this chart, you can see here DYDX is outperforming the rest here on BYBIT. Also Solana and Cardano with FDM heavily outperforming Bitcoin right now. So this indicator gives you a really good indication which coins you can either scalp trade or even go in the long term or midterm, especially after Bitcoin corrected. You want to have a look at this when Bitcoin is correcting and see which coins are now holding strong while Bitcoin is going down. And that are the coins that you want to get in, because once the correction is done, guess which coins are recovering the fastest and the strongest? The coins that were actually doing well while Bitcoin was going down. So that's why I always have a look now also on this chart. When we are looking at the Bitcoin dominance, I'm not surprised that the dominance is going a little bit up here, but I believe again that around 53% we are going to stop unless we are breaking like $46,000 or something. And then we start to roll over from here and go under 52%. And this time when we go under 52%, I believe that we are going to stay below that until after the halving. So it could, of course, be that we only get that we drop under 52% after the halving. That's possible. But the next time that we're dropping under 52%, I believe we're going to stay there for a long time below that level. For the time being, it looks like today that we're topping out here. If not, then this is a continuation candle. So we have to wait for tomorrow's candle to get clear direction where the dominance is heading. For right now, it looks more to me like a topping candle, but I need to see tomorrow's candle to be sure. So if tomorrow's candle is pushing down on the dominance, we know, okay, top is in, short-term top. We should see now decline in the Bitcoin dominance, hence altcoins will pump, or altcoins continue to rally with Bitcoin to the upside if this turns to be in continuation candle. The total market cap is here again breaking the altcoin season resistance, or we are just really close to it. Which is amazing, which is also telling me if we close this weekly candle above that level, then we're going to rally here into $1.8 trillion. Hence, we will see over the next couple of weeks some really nice altcoin runs here. And one of them could be actually Ethereum. Again, we have the Ethereum ETF coming up in May. So we could see here the start of a small rally of Ethereum to the upside, at least again here into the golden ratio, the 0.65, 0.618. And if we can get a 1 hourly close above the daily open, from there you can long Ethereum again if you missed it down here where I gave it the last time to you. So if you see that we are staying above the daily open, which is around $2,315. So we're just $1.50 away from that. We get a 1 hourly close above that level, then you can long Ethereum to the golden ratio. So which is like almost a 10% move. It's like 8%. So there's 10x leverage more than enough on that trade because you make 80% into the golden ratio here. Now, one of the coins that is going ballistic today is actually Rune. And I have told you that Rune is a good coin to be trading because it's one of the strong coins that is doing well when Bitcoin is correcting and recovering quite quickly. So I told you go in at $4, what was it, 39. If you would have listened to me, you would be up almost 10% now. Okay, 7, but at the high it was like 8%. Okay, 7%. Sorry, but 7%, yeah. So 7% on 10x leverage, 70% on that trade here. I closed my trade at $4.67, but also I got stopped out because I was trailing it. If you're still in it, you can still aim here for $4.86, potentially even higher to $5.51, but keep trailing your stop loss. So if you're still in this trade, set your stop loss to like $4.58. That's where I would put my stop loss right now, just to protect yourself. If it turns against you, you would still make a decent profit from that. It's like a little bit more than half of the profit that you would take away, like 4.15%. That is absolutely fine. So, and just to remind you, we have broken here a significant downward sloping trend line. So if you are waiting to build a low leverage long-term position on Rune, this is the moment for you to actually start building it. So I'm not saying put all your money into it. Start building small and keep adding on dips, because that was a really significant downwards trend line for Rune that we broke here now to the upside. And I will also later start building a long-term position here on Rune and keep adding to it on every possible dip. So even if we go now here to like $5.61 and we get a dip to like $5, guess where I'm gonna add to my position? At $5. Then I wait again that it goes up, maybe goes a little bit sideways, dips here a little bit. Guess where I add again? On that dip here. So and you see every time we are still a little bit higher than we were before. So I have my profit, you know. So and then, for example, if we get here a dip, I put my stop loss here, but I entered, let's say we get tomorrow a small correction. I entered at $4.50, and at $4.84 is my stop loss when we are at $5.74. So, and that's how I'm going to play this. Basically trade at every dollar that we go up, the stop loss higher. And it makes it quite unlikely until we go like to $8, $9, then my stop loss actually will get hit. Here, Optimism also performs really well right now. Also here, this trade is already in a nice profit. If you would have listened to me, you would be up here also now significantly. You would be up here right now 5% on the high today, also almost 7%. So I believe also that this will run higher here. So we have not reached anything yet. The golden ratio is the target, the imminent target. And afterwards, the 0.786, $3.46 is the most likely target for me to be hit here in the short term. So I don't believe that Optimism will stop at the 0.65 here. I believe that potentially we are stopping all the way up here, get a correction, start consolidating, go back up and go higher back to $4 and beyond. LDO is annoying me a little bit, honestly, because I have a big trade on LDO, on Lido. But it's also because Lido is quite volatile. Here, look at these moves that we made here in the past. So we are playing jumping rope right now with that resistance line here. If we can finally close a daily candle above it and push here like above $3.26, then we are good. You know, I know it's going to run way, way higher, but until then, be a little bit careful. So you can AP a little bit, but put your stop loss at something like around $3 if you want to ape already in here and front run this trade a little bit. So have here like a 2% stop loss only to the downside, because yeah, I don't like what I see here, that we are taking so long to break this. But on the other hand, it could be the longer we need to break this, the more volatile the breakout is, and that we are potentially jumping directly into the golden ratio here at $3.50, which would be quite nice because there is not much resistance above us to push to $4 and beyond. Then DYDX. DYDX is performing really well. We see right now a retest of this downward sloping resistance line here off the parallel channel that we were in. We are forming potentially here a big W pattern. Maybe you can spot this here already, something like this. And that's on a 12-hourly chart, so this will be massive if it breaks to the upside. I only want to take here not too low. I want to keep a little bit conservative with the target. So you see it's almost the extended golden ratio here at $4 that we are going to hit if we break $3.19 approximately to the upside. So that's what I'm looking at. But I'm also still want to see, I really want to see the break of this downwards trending resistance line first before I start celebrating, because stochastic is really high, MACD is bullish, stochastic RSI, the strength index, the RSI is at a good level. We still don't have here any bearish divergence on the 12-hourly chart. So it's still looking okay, but I think that we will be exhausting here pretty soon on these coins and need some consolidation, hopefully with a sideways move and then continuation to the upside. I'm quite certain that we will not get like a massive correction here again. Something like what we saw here, because we, like I said, we just got something like this, you know, from November until now. Here's another sign that I'm waiting for to be way more bullish on, for example, DYDX, is when we take out this high here or even this high here. So this is what I'm looking for, because we're still creating lower highs, you know, so here, this higher high, here lower high, here a lower high, here lower high. This would be also just a lower high. So I want to break that that structure, this lower high trend. I want to break it. So, and this will be broken around $3.06. So once that is broken, I believe that DYDX will run here way, way harder to the upside. Now, just to conclude, guys, every time when Tether printed, we saw normally a massive run for Bitcoin to the upside in a span of 48 hours. We got yesterday already a pump coinciding with the printing. But again, as I said, I don't believe that this was purely triggered by Tether. I believe it is mainly triggered by GBTC losing steam to sell Bitcoin and this other event that I can just not remember what it was, which was it? Had it something to do with China? Guys, yeah, I'm sorry, I cannot remember so what it was, but it was GBTC, something else, and then a little bit of Tether printing. So I think the real Tether printing effect should kick in by today or tomorrow. Yeah, and we have to wait until then. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Yeah, again, I hope you made a lot of profit, and don't forget, smash off the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and let's make some more money tomorrow.